After weeks of escalating strikes and threats that pushed the Middle East to the brink, the United States and Iran have agreed to a fragile 2-week ceasefire and are set to hold direct peace talks in Islamabad on April 10, 2026. The breakthrough comes amid deep mutual mistrust, with both sides publicly questioning whether diplomacy can overcome decades of hostility, sanctions, and a war that began earlier this year. How we got here. The ceasefire was finalized on April 7, 2026, just hours before President Donald Trump's stated deadline, halting direct military actions that had disrupted global oil markets and raised fears of a wider regional war. Pakistan brokered the pause, with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif inviting both delegations to Islamabad for negotiations. A key condition was reopening the Strait of Hormuz, the strategic corridor through which a significant portion of the world's oil supply passes. Who's at the table? The U.S. delegation will be led by Vice President James David Vance, while Iran's team is headed by Speaker of Parliament Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, a central figure in Tehran's wartime leadership. This marks the first in-person meeting since the war began. The U.S. team also includes Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. The 10-point proposal versus U.S. red lines. Iran submitted a 10-point plan through Pakistan that demands sanctions relief, unfrozen assets, uranium enrichment rights, compensation for war damages, withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from Middle Eastern bases, and a binding UN Security Council resolution. Tehran also seeks strategic control over the Strait of Hormuz and an end to the Lebanon conflict involving Hezbollah. The Trump administration calls the plan maximalist and not good enough. The U.S. wants curbs on Iran's nuclear program, ballistic missiles, and proxy funding, plus guarantees on regional behavior. President Trump has warned of very traumatic consequences if no deal is reached within a month and has deployed thousands of troops and an aircraft carrier to the region. Mistrust overshadows diplomacy. Iran's National Security Council says Tehran approaches negotiations with deep mistrust of Washington, while Iranian officials note complete distrust. Parliament Speaker Ghalibaf called peace talks unreasonable following Israeli strikes on Lebanon, saying the U.S. violated the ceasefire by insisting Iran abandon nuclear ambitions. Vice President Vance countered that the ceasefire did not cover Lebanon.